YouTube out of community, Leon Bridges fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we are here today to talk about Leon Bridges' brand new album, Leon. Leon is the fourth album from Leon Bridges, and this album finds him in a much more personal and honest and vulnerable place, and exploring themes of his childhood, relationships, growing up, and what it means to look back. I would say this one's a slight departure from his usual sound, where this one is more acousticy, more piano, and almost slightly a country feel to some of the record, not the whole thing, but overall, beyond genre, I feel like it's a life album. It's just looking back on experiences warmly and sharing that with the world, because for as personal and as in-depth as they are, they're instantly relatable as an outsider. Like, he grew up in Texas, I didn't, but I still feel like I knew these people, and I also played Nintendo 64 as a kid, and the smell of certain foods from the kitchen or whoever's cooking something. Like, there's little bits and pieces here and there where anybody playing this album could be like, I get it. When a Man Cries opens this album, and it's a really introspective, beautiful piano ballad, with some fantastic percussive elements to give some texture. And it's a song that builds as it goes, and it gets to this point where it shifts into this anthemic chorus, and it's the perfect addition to the emotion, the feeling behind the whole track, which leads into That's What I Love, which is one of the singles from the record, and one of my favorite songs on the album, because it's just a warm song about looking back, looking around, and appreciating. And I feel like a lot of the themes on this album for me are about appreciation and how we run through life. And sometimes we need to just stop and look at the things that we love and enjoy, whether it's your family, your friends, if you have kids, or if you just love your record collection or you love books. Just look at it for a while. We don't have to go out and buy a million things. Like the stuff that you have, like the lake that's outside, like the street that you drive on. Think about the playground you played at as a kid. And these lines, these lyrics, each line for me feels like a story, where he says, like the light from the dashboard on your face. That could be a whole story right there. The lake they used to go to, that's a whole story right there. So he's kind of summing up snapshots, pictures of life. You can just imagine just taking pictures, and each picture being pulled to make this song. I love the emotive violins at the end, and of course Leon's beautiful vocals on this thing. It's just a cozy song that's nostalgic, but also really present. Laredo comes up next, and I love the construction of this song, particularly in the chorus. I really like the slightly faster paced delivery of the vocals to get to that point where it's like, what if I stayed in Laredo? I'm not going to sing it because I can't sing like Leon, but that last line of the chorus is like this wonderful payoff, like having these little pieces get to that point, and then it just kind of like explodes for a little bit to like really drive home the point of like, what if I stayed in this place? Interesting storytelling on this one for sure, but the piano touches are great, the steady drums, the dreamy atmosphere. The song is super tight and focused, but really beautiful and heartfelt, so it's not sounding stiff or anything. It's got a mission to portray this vision, and it works. Panther City is track 4 on this record, and this is one of the ones I was kind of mentioning before as well, where it's so specific about his life, right down to like going to get Little Debbie treats at the corner store, meeting up with friends, remembering someone's brother, playing N64, going down to the community center, remembering your parents telling you to get home at a certain time. Oh, the street lamps came on, you gotta get home now, that's it, playing N64. This song is one of those tracks that, like, I didn't grow up in Texas, I grew up in New England, but for me, we had all the same experiences, we did the exact same stuff. So it's one of those tracks you hear and you're just like, oh my God, yeah, that I remember those days. And you look back on those days fondly, and like I'm relatively young, but I know like in like 50 or 60 years I'll look back even more fondly. It's just a song where you look back and realize you had like zero responsibilities. Like, being a grown up hasn't happened yet. The hardships of the stupid day-to-day stuff you've got to do as a grown up don't exist yet. The only thing you got to do is remember to come home on time and eat dinner and wash your face. That's it. Like, it's so much easier. And when you have those really wonderful memories to look back on, for the people who were fortunate to grow up with a happy childhood, you look back on those days and you think like, damn, like, Everyone wishes they could be grown up when they were a kid, but when they become a grown up, you can't go back to being a kid. Ain't Got Nothing on You follows that one up, and this is one of the several super blunt, honest, vulnerable love songs from Leon where it's like, look, no matter how cool these things are in my life and how much I love and appreciate them, nothing beats the love from my sweetheart. Like, there's absolutely nothing better than that. I would give all this away if it meant that I could just be with this person for the rest of my life. And there's nothing more wonderful and beautiful and relatable than a really decent love song where it's coming from a place of honesty. It's delivered so earnestly. It's not expecting anything in return. It's just like, here are my emotions. Here's how I'm feeling. And those songs stand the test of time. This will be one of them. Simplify is track 6 on this record. And one of my favorites for me, and one that like really hits me sometimes because there's lyrics on here that just like, again, kind of what I mentioned before. This song for me, if you guys know Brooklyn Roads by Neil Diamond, if you haven't heard that song, check it out. It's about Neil growing up in Brooklyn, looking out the streets below, and having moved out, and wondering who's living in his childhood bedroom now, and do they have the same dreams that he shared, looking out those windows. And Simplify is like that for me, where sometimes as an adult, we all have those thoughts of being like, oh, can't I just go back to a time where I'm not paying taxes or I'm not living paycheck to paycheck? I just go home after school and I play with my friends and I eat dinner that I didn't make. And, you know, you go to bed at a reasonable time. You sleep like a rock because you're 8, you know, like we all look back fondly on being kids. And most of us, I would say, hopefully a lot of us look back fondly on being kids. Just easier days when things were easy, but you didn't understand that there was anything different. You accepted it because it was your norm, and your worldview was shaped from that. So as you grow up, you know, like I said before, if you were lucky enough to have a great childhood, you grow up hoping to find that sense of home that was created as a kid, whether it's inside your heart or inside the world you create. You want that piece of peace, and you look for it. And this song for me is all about that. It's a truly touching and deep song, and the way he delivers that chorus is so cool and so smooth and so convincingly confident. You know, you really believe those lyrics when they're delivered about wanting to go back in time. It's truly something else. Teddy's Tune is a really beautiful little quick interlude, a little guitar piece with some excellent picking and lead vocals from various birds in the area. Never Satisfied is a great song where it's like, no matter how much you love somebody and how much they love you, it's never enough. You want more. You love that feeling. You're getting high off it, basically. The chorus is so cheerful. The bridge harmonies are just from the heavens. And when it comes back to that chorus, it's such a rewarding payoff. It's just a feel-good track. And I can say this for every single song on the record. Leon's vocals are amazing. The heartfelt, honest delivery is there through every single track. You feel the lyrics, you feel the storytelling, and this track is easily up there as one of his most catchy on the record. Peaceful Place comes up next, and it's a really, really great song full of like tons of layers of percussive elements to create this sort of movement, this forward movement feeling, as if like you've gotten rid of the past and like you're moving forward, and you found that inner peace that no one can take away because it's your inner peace. And once you achieve that in life, it's a game changer. Once you figure out what makes you happy for you, no one can take that away from you. And that's like magic. When you figure that out for yourself at whatever stage in life you hit, that's like really special. That's what this song is about. And you know, having that triumphant, victorious, you know, victory lap, basically, like having overcome all that garbage to keep moving forward. This song really is like a celebration. It's like reveling, rejoicing in the fact that you found peace. It's all we want. Can't Have It All follows that one up next, and the slide guitars in this one are kind of ghostly. This song it's just like dripping in reverb, which I'm a sucker for, but it's a slow burner that takes its time, and I love songs that allow themselves to breathe and sort of warm up as the track goes. You kind of get invested more in the song as you feel the performers getting more into the song. It's gentle and honest. It's self-aware, but it's okay with that. Ivy comes up next, and it's just an endearing slice of life kind of track, and one of his most memorable hooks, and some of his best guitar playing. It's just a dreamy production. It sounds like what happy should sound like. You know, when you have that true love feeling of just being like from the heart, it can be a hard thing to express, but I feel like he really nails that. I mean, Leon Bridges is great at expressing emotions, and you believe them 1,000,000%. This is one of those too, where you understand where he's coming from in terms of observational love and feeling it deep in your core. Ghetto Honeybee follows that up next, and you know, this could be a single for sure. It's so sweet, it's so romantic, it takes its time to appreciate the one that it's with, and it's relatable to anybody who's ever really truly loved being in love and loved being with their partner. You know, for as personal again as this song is, there's elements of it that we all share when you know, really care about somebody. So again, most of this album is deeply personal, but you can take elements of it and relate it to your own life. And Ghetto Honeybee is right up there with some of the best on this album as well. Again, rejoicing in the simple things, rejoicing in the fact that like none of this stuff matters. If you got your person, that's wonderful. That's perfect. God Loves Everyone rounds up this album, and for me, it almost sounds like a mid-70s Stevie Wonder song. It's really, really cool. A brilliant wrap up to an album for me about appreciation. It's a piano ballad. It's got some excellent vocals, and it just has this sort of calming lullaby effect of like wrapping up everything that you experienced throughout this journey, and being aware that maybe something above is helping you get through everything you've gone through and is allowing you to happily look back on your life and helping you to move forward. So there you go. I'd show you the inside of the record and the record itself, but this is one of those rare reviews where I just have a picture up here because I don't own the album yet, but I'd like to change that at some point. Leon is an album loaded, like I've said numerous times, it's loaded with highly personal yet instantly relatable songs. You know, it's patient, it's calm, it's warmly looking back at life, and it loves to tell that story. We're invited to summer days with his friends. We're invited to hang out and play video games with him. He's telling us stories about being in relationships and what love is all about, and sharing those smiles. This is an album to cherish and sit back with. If you want something chill, relaxed, deeply emotional and personal, but instantly relatable, and something that makes you feel just good inside, this is for you. We always rush through life. We're rushing to get to the end of the week to get to the weekend. We're rushing through the year to get to the holidays. We're rushing through our day to go home from work. This is an album that takes you away from all of that to make you focus on sitting down and listening. The mark of a great storyteller is to take you away from the craziness of your life. And I would say the mark of an even greater storyteller is to have you sing along. And that's what Leon Bridges is. A great storyteller with emotion that we can all relate to, and stories that, for as personal as they are, we've all lived them. Easily feeling an 8 out of 10 on this album. It's something truly special. One of my favorite albums of the year. It's so warmly produced. The instrumentation is so clean and crisp and clear. The playing on it is top notch. Everything fits into place perfectly. There's not one bum note or bad song on this whole album. It's something to really appreciate and sit down with and just enjoy. So yeah, for a guy 10 years deep in his career, he's still coming up with new sounds and new ideas, and truly showing that if you've got a story to tell, you'll find very interesting ways to show it and to tell it. And this album's right up there with some of his best. So 8 out of 10. My name is Giggens. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Leon Bridges' Leon album. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Happy to chat about it. And we'll see you guys in the next review. See ya.